Right now, more protests in New York City over the death of Eric Garner. This is the third straight night of those protests. Tonight, hundreds staged a die-in the middle of Grand Central Station. No word yet on the number of arrests. Reports tonight say the protests have been overall peaceful. It is one of many, though, happening across the country. Closer to home, another protest shut down parts of Cleveland tonight. We brought you these pictures as breaking news tonight at 5. Police had to close down several streets, even bridges, because protesters were blocking them. Employers were telling workers to go home early. The protests there lasted about 2 hours. Many had dispersed by 6 o'clock. Now, of course, at the center of these protests, the use of a chokehold by a police officer. New York City says that's prohibited. But what about closer to home? 9 on your sides. Jason Law joins us now. He's got local law enforcement's stance on this controversial move. Jason.
Tanya, almost no police department in America allows or trains officers to use their arm to physically block the larynx on a suspect, unless the officer's life is threatened. Protests continue across the country because so many people believe the officers in the Eric Garner video were not fighting for their lives.
Justice now!
Robert Johnson from Price Hill was one of more than 100 who walked the streets of downtown Cincinnati Thursday night, protesting the death of Eric Garner.
I'm concerned because now it's legal to kill me just for being me.
That's what you feel?
I'm not, how should I feel? You know, people are getting killed. Surrender.
Protests continued Friday in New York and in Cleveland. Thousands of people protesting a maneuver largely banned by most police agencies. Cincinnati Police Chief Jeffrey Blackwell says chokeholds are against policy unless an officer is fighting for his or her life. Likewise, Middletown police say chokeholds are only allowed if you're on the ground or the suspect has your weapon.
Or is just got the best of you, you can use something like that, but we don't encourage that and we prohibit it just to make an arrest. We don't encourage chokeholds.
Middletown Police and the Butler County Sheriff says every officer is required to know the department's use of force policy and are trained once a year. Sheriff Richard Jones says his department also doesn't allow chokeholds, but thinks Garner should not have resisted arrest.
Doesn't look real good, but there was a grand jury investigation. Don't resist. Stick your hands out, get arrested, go to jail. You can walk to the cruiser.
The protests here in Cincinnati continue tomorrow. A rally is scheduled for noontime at Fountain Square. Tanya.
All right, thank you, Jason.